Hey guys, Dan Hood, Big DH 2000 here. Now, you've probably by now, you should have already seen my video about um, finding what I call a beater slingshot and the best way to make it and the quickest way to make it so that you can get a couple of rough designs out there so that people can try them. You don't have to worry about it. So I've tried a couple of experiments and here's some of the results. Okay. I did this one with I just barely rubbed the corner with the spindle sander just to knock off the edge. And then this one was run through Harbor Freight ceramic media. Okay. Um, you'll notice it gives it a very, almost a patina look. It doesn't quite take out all the scratches. In fact, anything over about 400 grit, a good 220, 240, or a 400 grit, anything over that, the scratches will still be here 10, 12, 14 hours later. Okay. I learned that. But it still takes off all the edges and smooths them out to the point where it's comfortable to hold. Uh, I just wish it would have come out a little cleaner and a little better with a better finish. The other problem with the ceramic media, when it reminds me a lot of almost like clay. And oh my gosh, you gotta, when this comes out, because you can't, well, certain tumblers you can't add water and soap. So when this comes out, you pretty much got to go grab a Mr. Clean um, eraser, those white packs, and you got to scrub the whole thing down. It doesn't even come off in the dishwasher. I tried. Okay. So there's one there. Here's another one. Here's the first one I did, which I only did for 8 hours. You can see there's a lot of scratches still left on it. Okay. But you do see a very beat up, patinaed look. Okay. Just the way it is. Now, this was the first one. So, I made a lot of mistakes on it, made a lot of wise decisions. And several spots I sanded better than other spots, several spots I left orbital. Still very comfortable to hold, very smooth to hold, but not as good a finish as I would like. And this was also the ceramic media. And let me tell you, man, that ceramic media leaves all kinds of goop all over this. You almost can't use that unless you have a vibratory tumbler that allows water, pretty much, is what I'm finding. At the very least, you need to put something in the media for about 24 hours and just run it, something all beat up, so that the dust comes off that media. And once the dust comes off, the amount of residue you have on your product isn't quite as bad afterwards. Then I went to I want to say resin pyramids. You've probably seen that in my other video already, and I'm quite pleased. These have been in almost 12 hours. This is straight out. All I did was knock the one or two pieces that were caught in the holes out and just go, and that's it. And look how clean they are. Now, it's not perfect. You can still see in there, you can still see some of the coarse sanding. Okay. My guess is that you would probably have to get this to about a clean 220 if you didn't want to see scratches. Um, but if you also look at the difference in the finish and the color. Okay. Now there's no sense in me going any fancier or any longer with this. Okay. Because I checked it at about 4 hours and I checked it at about 10 hours, and there wasn't much difference as far as scratches. So running it another 10, 20 hours isn't really going to help. One thing I did notice is that the sharper the edge, okay, the sharper the edge with the scratches, the better it does at cleaning that up. But the stuff in the middle, it just too big a surface and too smooth, okay? But I'm of the opinion I like this one better. There was a lot of dust on the product initially, but as I've used the media, the dust has settled to the bottom and things are fine. It won't be perfect, but it just shows me that I can't necessarily just take something right off the sanders and put it in here yet, at least not with the media that I have. Is there other media? Who knows? I've thought about buying some beach sand and giving that a try. We'll see. I may not get to that before all these slingshot events happen, but this will at least give people something rough they can try. And if somebody just wants one of my designs for relatively cheap, they can pick these up too. Okay, just the way it's going to be. Excuse me, text messages getting in the way, sorry. But anyway, I'm still studying, and my joy of making slingshots has always been about the journey. It's not really about, you know, you never want to finish because it's a hobby. You want to keep going, finding other ways, finding other things. So anyway, just slowly working on this, seeing if there is a way where you can just go straight from rough machines into some kind of setup of media and go from there. Okay. So far, I'm about 50% there. I'm not even close to finished. So I'm hoping that something along the lines of, because aluminum's so soft, something along the lines of maybe some play sand from Home Depot. Give that a try. In the meantime, I'm probably going to burn out this tumbler and have to buy a new one sometime anyway. But anyway, this is progress so far. Take care, guys.